Oh yeah, that's cool. Let's go. You ready? Yeah. All right. So, I was gonna have an intro, but yeah. What's up, bro?
Ain't too much. Don't shake that joint too much.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Think I should be good. I need to sit in my seat. Like in my seat, I be on the joint.
I don't know why the music didn't play.
We're good.
I don't really hear nothing.
Can you hear it?
You can't hear yourself?
I don't hear nothing.
I know.
Now I hear myself and I'm jive loud.
I'm kind of low. Yeah, I can't hear.
Yeah, I'm jive loud.
No. Okay. Yeah, there.
Yeah,
I am.
definitely a peek into the production.
I love it.
Heart smiley face. Yo, I hope you're on live.
I was, but then I stopped it when we started. You're on Facebook.
Yeah. What you on? YouTube?
No, I get on here. On here, I just had.
All right, so are we actually on YouTube? What the fuck happened? I don't know what happened. So
Welcome back.
I guess they watching it.
It's A. Hey guys, what's
Damn.
up, bro?
That's crazy.
It happens. It happens.
It does. It's a reoccurring theme. Well, welcome in. It's season 2, and progress meets
It's progress over perfection. Is what we're
it can't never be perfect.
exactly.
You know, glass
So,
half full. You know what I'm saying?
progression.
Incremental. You know what I'm saying? We
Steps. You have
steps,
to.
baby steps, which brings us to the topic tonight. We're gonna talk about parenting. Oh, are we still on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was looking at the computers.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about parenting on this glorious day. I myself am a parent of 2 fine young men.
Okay. All right.
But we're not gonna talk about my kids tonight in terms of parenting. We're just gonna kind of talk about what's going on in the in society, kind of. You know, the ill-advised way things seem to be going. And of course, you can't put it on everybody. It's not everybody, you know what I mean? But what seems to be prevalent, especially in social media or whatever, is recklessness. You know what I'm saying?
To say the least.
Yeah, ill-advised ventures and all of that. So it seems to come, and I'm not putting it all on the youth. And this is actually going to probably reflect a little bit on my generation more so than what they're doing per se, because they're a byproduct of us. But kind of want to talk about like where all of this is coming from and where it's going. So not to offend anybody, we're going to probably talk about, you know, single moms. We're going to talk about single dads. We'll talk about deadbeat dads, deadbeat moms. So this is not to take shots or offend. We're just speaking our minds. So, you know, with that, you know what I'm saying? Diplomat. What's up, man?
Man, listen, it's as somebody who's been in like sales and retail and dealt with customer service, I come across a multitude of people, individuals, and a lot of them are youth, children, teenagers, young adults, things like that. And what always takes me by surprise is just the way they not only behave in public, but it's also just like I, I was on the bus the other day. It was freezing. It was like 30 something degrees outside. It was a couple days ago, right? These 2 girls got on the bus, wearing leggings, a crop top, and like slides with ankle socks. There was snow on the ground. It was freezing. So I know she was cold, but I was like, what would lead you to make the decision to come out here like this? Like, it can't be rebellion because you're fucking freezing. I know you.
I don't know. It could be just. I mean, in that regard, I can't really speak on like fashion. You know what I'm saying? Like
It
what
wasn't
people.
a fashionable fit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying I can't really speak on that because I really feel like when it comes to being a parent, once your kid reaches a certain like, as a father of sons,
Okay.
right? My heart of hearts, right? If one of my sons wanted to wear like a dress or, lip gloss or whatever, right? I probably wouldn't be the most comfortable with it. You know what I'm saying? I would try to understand it. You know what I mean? I would have a conversation with him. You know what I'm saying? I would still love him, obviously. That's my son. I would accept him for who he is, but I would definitely try to understand it. And then I would probably at some point, maybe look at myself and wonder like what
happened?
led to that.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? So when it comes to like the fashion thing, I don't know. You got to be careful. I'm like, I don't know. You got to kind of let them be them. So I don't know if that's like a really a parenting thing. Like that just was a reckless child kind of thing. I think. You know what I mean? They dress.
I guess
The girls were wearing bras last summer. You know what I mean? I don't think dads and moms was approving
that was
little girls wearing bras to the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, one of the things that made me think about this is like how like carjackings have gone up in this area. That's something that like is crazy. And it's 13, 14, 15-year-olds that's committing these carjackings. It's the teenagers now that are a lot of the time committing these crimes. And so to me, where does that start at?
It's gotta start at the house somehow.
It starts in the home, don't you think? I would think it starts in the home. Like I'm how I am because of the two people that raised me. Good, bad, or indifferent. You know what I'm saying? Like I am who I am. I make my own choices. I make my own decisions. So none of that can be put on them. But the fundamentals, the basics, and a good part of my character, the foundation comes from them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They was PTA, all that, sports coaching, all of that. So that's
not PTA. I remember that time.
Oh, dog, I hated that shit. Hated that shit. Don't show up at my school. Yeah, don't come to my school. You know the principal. You know the teachers. You know what I'm saying? You know my teacher birthday, where the principal drive. Yeah, she invited your mom to a luncheon. What the fuck my mother going to a luncheon at school for? You know what I'm saying? Like,
what are you doing?
Yeah, but I will say I appreciated that. You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
versus the other side. You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, why I said earlier about offending like single moms, because there's a lot of single moms that do a hell of a job raising their kids. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They might be working a job, 2 jobs. They running back and forth between, sporting events because they got kids at different ages. They at different schools, whatever. It's mothers, and they might have no help from the father. You know what I'm saying? Ladies, if you don't got no help and you doing your thing, we applaud you. Big ups. You know what I'm saying? So they do a hell of a job, but I still feel like the kids miss something.
It's whenever I look into like how things and whether one of my things is science, right? So I love looking into things from a scientific perspective, right? Anything that is going to grow requires a balance or a mix of at least 2 different things, right? At the end of the day, you can bring it back to yin and yang, light and dark, up, down, things like that, right? So even if you do have a single mother who's on her job providing, doing everything she's got to for the kids, there's going to come to some point to where they have to learn a lesson to where there's got to be, that the opposite spectrum of it. And even if it does come from that single mother, it's going to seem like hypocrisy from the kid's perspective, because it's like, well, you're always doing it this way, and now you're saying I should do it this way. Doesn't make sense. And
I kind of got lost a little bit right there. What you mean by
so? So in terms of like looking at things like from a logical perspective, there are going to be some times to where you have to look at it from an emotional perspective,
Okay.
right? When dealing with people. And if you, as a single mother or as a single father, are always looking at or dealing with your children in a certain perspective, whether logically or emotionally, there's going to come some time to where you have to try to cross between those lines or hit that balance. And it's going to seem hypocritical to.
I don't think hypocritical is the right word though.
You don't think?
I don't think hypocritical is the right word because I don't think if my mom comes to me and I get bad grades, right?
Okay.
Let's say I get an F on a test and my mother comes in there and she's like, you know what, it's okay, you studied hard, or maybe you didn't study hard enough, you need to study harder next time, we'll go get them next time, right? And she gives me a hug and a kiss and says good night. Then Pops comes in there and says, yo, I see you got a bad grade on your test, you know what I'm saying? Like, next time we'll go get them, woo, 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 you know what I mean? You need to study harder, la, 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 la. It's the same message.
Okay. Yeah,
Generally, parents have the same message. They're supposed to be on the same team. It's not hypocrisy.
Okay. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I grew up in a household where it wasn't never going to be, if my mother said no, go talk to my father, and my father was going to say, yeah. There was never that divide. You know what I'm saying? If I effed up in school, guess who was sitting in the principal's office? Both of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, there wasn't no hypocrisy on me getting my ass whooped. My mother wasn't standing there like, oh my God, don't hit. Come on, bruh. Like, so I get what you trying to say in terms of if you want to paint a broad brush that females are or women are emotional more and men are more logical. But I think that both can provide both. And this might be an unpopular opinion, so ladies don't fry me for this, but I think men can actually do a better job at providing both because while we might not be super emotional, we do have emotions. I'm not saying women are devoid of logic. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that sometimes emotions do take, the emotions are at the forefront in making a decision. So that's why, and I can see where you're talking about that. I mean, it is a balance. You need that balance. I think that kids overall will end up better off if they have both of their parents.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it also depends on those two parents. Like, realistically, not to put all business out there, but my son probably would have not had the best of circumstances had his mother and I stayed together. Like, we was going to be toxic together. At the time he was conceived, I was a toxic ass nigga. She was a toxic woman. If we would have raised him, hopefully maturity would have kicked in or whatever. But at that time, that was not happening for me. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? Now, I would have traded that for what did happen, him just being down here sometime in the summer and seeing him every other weekend for periods of time and then having gaps where I didn't see him at all or talk to him at, like, I would have traded seeing him every day for that. You know what I'm saying? But if that happens, no, my youngest son not here, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's necessary. But the two people, that's why people need to be careful who they have children with.
Yeah, for sure. That's ultimately the big thing about it.
Yeah. So, I mean, you said ultimately though that you didn't want children. I mean, I know we've had that conversation off camera that you didn't want children. Is there like a particular reason that you want to share? I mean, you don't have to share. But...
I mean, no, it's just honestly, I'm at the point to where it's like anybody that I've talked to that has had children, it's whenever I look at like the risk versus reward kind of ratio, it just seems off in my opinion from the experiences that have been shared with me. And then I also haven't found anybody that I want to raise a kid with. So
okay,
it's like
I'm glad to hear you say that.
So I understand number two better.
Yeah, I understand number two better than the first one because the risk reward. Hey, bro, having a child is the most beautiful thing. Like, that's one of the most beautiful things on the planet, dog. Like,
I question a lot with that one.
Yeah, I got a couple questions. I got a couple questions too. But
Price, have you talked to? And look back and see. Do I regret?
It's so no
60 years
so
later?
I mean so it's everybody says that it's a very beautiful, very rewarding thing.
The birth of a child is disgusting.
I hear that, and I hear
I'm glad I got to see it though. I ain't mean to cut you off.
that's weird. It's
That shit was
disgusting.
awesome though. It was disgusting, but it was awesome.
It's one of those.
That was my child. You know, it's like if you don't, that was my child, bruh. Like that was my little man.
I get, and there's that like emotional attachment to it. So I get. I don't know. Whatever that feeling people get from, oh, it's a baby, oh, I love it, it's so cute. I don't get that.
I don't get it either.
Oh, you don't get when you hold.
But look,
I don't. I don't.
Well,
I've had
I don't
friends who
get
had-
that shit holding other people's
no,
kids.
Well, no, look, my
They cute, woo woo, bouncy, bouncy. Like I love my, my cousin's kids and all that. Like I love them to death, but
I love them, but I don't want
it doesn't
them
make
calling
me want to
harassing
have more children.
I don't want them calling me and harassing me.
Exactly.
I'm like, I don't want to hear the little cute, look what I did today, because I'm not impressed.
I kind of wish mine would call and harass. I kind of wish mine would call and harass me because I be busy so much in that work. Like I miss games and I miss his birthday and shit like that. So I wish they would.
That's the thing, though. They're yours. And we don't have them, so it's hard to get that feeling from somebody
No.
else or even.
I ain't talking about my kids. I'm talking about them. Like my kids. I talk to my kids. Yeah, I'm talking about them. Like you was talking about you don't want to be around nobody kids.
Well, I saying that, but I was just watching, like, my young niece talk to my sister on vacation. I was like, I don't necessarily want that. I want
It's
you to leave me alone.
like, oh.
I was like, I want y'all to leave me alone. Like, don't call me and tell me you made this for breakfast or.
And then like every time you talk to parents, you're like, yo, like tell me your dream vacation. They always talk about a vacation without their kids. It's like, but I thought you love them so much, and then like,
But see, that's the thing about being a parent. I'm not a full-time parent, so they are probably when you a full-time parent, especially if you're a full-time single parent, I can imagine you want to have a vacation away from your children. You see them little motherfuckers every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you look, you want to get away from them every night. Your parents wanted to get away from you, nigga.
I know.
All right, so I'm just saying, like you making it seem like that shit is far fetched.
But
Them niggas are like, hey,
listen, but it's not my fault that
how you know that? How you know it's not your fault they ain't want to be there?
because I didn't bring myself here. They did this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were in November, circa November '85. They wanted to get together. Here I come, August '86. Now they want to have a vacation without me.
So let me ask you a question.
That was wrecked.
Let me ask you a question from a since you like science and philosophy and all that. Let me pose a question to you.
Okay.
Do you believe that humans should denounce their programming and stop reproducing?
Do I believe humans should?
Yeah, unite hand in hand across America and walk into the ocean and volcanoes and because you don't want kids, and that's the only way the Earth gonna keep going. So, do you think that we should stop reproducing?
I mean, no, because
You don't want to contribute to keeping society going, though.
not me personally, because there's 7 billion of y'all. Y'all can do that. Like, hey, just okay.
I mean, me personally, I want kids. I just find
Okay,
other
cool.
kids
Hey,
annoying.
That's what I thought
Hey,
you were
so,
saying
hey,
earlier. Like
have-
when you
have
ready
two.
to give them back, you
One
didn't
for
want
you,
your
one for
nieces
me.
and all them calling you up. Yo, let me get some money. Or what you doing this that?
Well,
When-
I just found what the little kids was telling my sister annoying. I was like, I don't want to hear all that.
Right.
Like, so I can't figure out. Like, I guess there's gonna be some magical moment when I have a kid and that kid gives me that emotion. I'm like, oh, that's cute. And,
Yeah.
and,
Hey,
and wanna enjoy that. Give me
bruh.
some more.
Hey, bruh, I'm telling you, like having kids is a wonderful thing. Like it. I wish that I had my son with me on a regular basis. Like I feel like I would be a whole, not a whole different person, but a little bit better of a person. You know what I'm saying? Like because there's this thing of I don't want to let him down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to always be on my Dean when I'm around him because he's always watching. There's no time to slip. So, and I try to keep that with me, like, keep it like he's watching me, but, sometimes, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be whatever,
happens.
but I try to keep that same discipline, you know what I mean?
For sure.
So, but I don't know, bro. So, you think that everybody else should keep reproducing, but
it's not that I think they should. Whether you want to or not, it's up to you.
I think more people accidentally reproduce than anything else.
100%. I know that's a thing.
So
I'm like, if I don't want to, that's cool. The numbers will not be affected negatively.
Now, don't get me twisted. I think that people should have kids responsibly.
And responsibly.
You shouldn't be just having kids with anybody or anything, you know what I'm saying? But
anything is crazy. Because he tried to be inclusive.
Because
he tried. Oh, jeez. He tried.
I'm working on it.
We're trying, guys.
It was like, good girls versus, I guess, something else, ratchet jumps. I can't clean that up. We live. So anyway, you should reproduce responsibly.
That's the thing.
I think that I ain't necessarily saying marriage because everybody don't believe in marriage, but that's why the idea is you're supposed to raise your kid with, you're supposed to have, also you should have kids with the person you want to spend your life with, whatever, have kids, and y'all do that as a collective unit, and then you're putting your imprint on your children. That's the biggest part for me, is that it's a legacy thing. Like my last name, for real, the way my father's side of my family set up, my sons got my last name. If one of them, if my brother or my cousin don't have a boy, where the Moseses go? You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing too. Like, it's about legacy for me too. Like, I done had a little bit of whatever, some things, but I want to focus on setting up shit for them. I got a granddaughter. You know what I mean? So
and that's what I want to. I want to set up something for somebody else, because right now that's all I'm really doing it for is my niece, and it'd be nice, but that's what I'm doing it for.
And it would be nice to have it for somebody that's yours. Not saying you don't love your niece and you don't want to take care of her, but if it's your child, it's like, damn. And plus, you also know that whatever that child turns into, they're going to make their own choices. They're going to be their own person, but you had a part in that.
Yeah. Right,
you know what I'm saying? So
I feel very little, man.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I hear you. I haven't caught the wave yet.
I think about 30 years from now more often than a lot of people around me, as I figured out.
Okay,
I look at my life at 65, and these are the numbers.
True indeed. So when you ask me about that question about dog, like you thinking about time or whatever,
I ain't never said that.
No, you asked. No, you did. No, you did ask me like, what made you think that? Because that's something that I wasn't thinking about before. That wasn't on, like, you always knew how I felt about marriage and all of that. Like, it was like, nope. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, nope. Okay. I ain't doing that. No, I ain't gonna get up here and fake. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, who you think? I ain't gonna get up here and fake. But it's like, now, it's, as I look at my life, maybe not 30, but 15, the next 15, 20 years, as I inch into my 60s, I ain't trying to be running around out here with my hat turned backwards. You know what I'm saying? Pulling up on young as I could be. Hey, come here. Nah, dog. Holla. Yeah, I'm sliding in DMs, but I forgot to put my teeth in. Nah, I can't do it. Can't do it, young. I'm trying, you know what I mean? Plus, I just think, too, as we kind of grow and mature through life, you start to want different stuff. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So
think about it. In like 15, 20 years, what if your name turned into a name like an old school name, and they looking at your name like let me look at Rufus. Like,
yeah. You feel me?
Crazy. That's crazy. That's wild. I ain't never looked at it like that.
So, but I honestly, I kind of agree with you on I'm not bringing any more children into this world, but that's more so because the world is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like no ifs, ands, or buts about that. The world fucked up. Plus, you know what I mean? I never thought that I would be, a father at the age. I never thought I would be a father that young. You know what I'm saying? I always thought like, oh, I'm gonna get married in my late 20s to early 30s and have 2, 3, 4 kids, be married, all that shit, right? That was the plan.
Yeah.
Want to hear God laugh, make a plan. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the end of the day, that's what happened, and yeah, so I see who's that. That's probably Sneaky Ricky up there.
Of course it is. My man, stay tuned in, bro.
Yo, Sneaky Ricky, what's up, man? Everybody else that's watching, I know Michelle watching. What's up, Michelle? Hey, Rob, if you watching, what's up, Rob, Rashad, everybody that be tuning in.
Yo, real talk. Shout out Black businesses. My man Ty, I know he's tuned in. High Times at Ty. He does edibles.
Nice.
He's.
Hey, bruh.
We early February. We're gonna tap in with him. He also does a.
Can we get a delivery?
I
pull up.
I talked to him today, bro.
Pull up.
I talked to him today. Yeah.
I'm still probably one of the few people that carry cash.
Yeah.
Shit, pull up,
Yeah, him and also my man Byron. He does Natural Life Fitness. He does cold pressed juices and sea moss smoothies.
Sea moss smoothies.
Yeah.
In there.
Yeah, tapped him in with the pineapple or pina colada joint he had, strawberry banana, and the fresh pressed apple juice he has, bro. Literally tastes like biting into an apple with none of the skin and all that shit. So,
all right,
shout out, guys.
All right. Yeah, so keep them joints in mind when you're ready to feed your kids.
He tried it. He tried.
Hey, but guess what though? You might not even remember that, but you was one of the first people outside of like my family that Mosiah met.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. And I took honor to that because I knew it was a special moment for you, and it just stop. I didn't. But no, I knew it was a special moment for you, so I took honor in that. You know what I'm saying? But it was like
Bryce dumb as shit. Hey, yo, I was just gonna sit there and listen, dog. I was trying to like, hold my laugh.
I mean, go ahead and continue.
Yeah, go ahead, dog. Go ahead, my nigga.
Yeah.
Go ahead, my nigga.
Nah, but so it was like I took honor in it because I knew it was a special moment for you, and I knew how you felt about it. So it was something that I held.
I wanted to hang out with y'all.
Yeah, for sure.
And I had my son.
And
so I was like, I'm gonna come hang out with y'all. I'm gonna bring
but
my
to me, it was like he wanted to hang out with us and knew and trusted that we would it was gonna be a great time.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So I took honor in that. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I trusted y'all. Like there was no doubt about that. I trusted y'all. Like I brought him around like for sure. So hey, it just kind of was funny the way you started that joint off. I was like, God damn, I'm about to get an award, y'all. Father of the year. I don't think my baby mother would agree with that. So, nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I heard it was a special moment for you, but for me, Tuesday.
I probably put the wrong inflection on it.
Yeah. Oh shit, but nah. So I think we kind of are in agreement that probably more so the reason why a lot of these youngins are acting how they act is because of the parenting.
Yeah.
Now, so that's why I want, or lack thereof. Now that's why I want to go into where I'm speaking as a parent in this generation. So I hope no one takes umbrage to what I'm saying, but they may. Because I will preface it with this, that I don't feel like I gave my sons all that I could of me. Now, various situations, other people involved might have had something to do with it, but ultimately, at the end of the day, I always will feel like I could have probably did more.
A little bit.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. Paying child support is cool and all that, but reading stories and throwing a football and hitting a baseball and just showing your son how to get themselves together in the morning is vital things that, I'm sorry, like a mom can't teach a son. Just like I don't think I would be able to teach my daughter how to braid hair. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna learn how to braid hair. Sorry, boo, your scalp gonna be bleeding when I'm done. Ponytails all day.
Ponytail.
Yeah, but that's why that balance is necessary too. But it is a lot of negligent shit, and I'm sorry, there's a lot of women who just they play the game of keeping the child from that. Now, here's where we probably will see eye to eye. You not want no kids because of that shit right there? Baby mama drama? Understand 100%.
And that's what I'm talking about with the risk versus reward type.
Yeah, the way you made that shit sound was like the kid was the risk.
No.
It wasn't the reward. That's kind of how it sounded.
Yeah, the sex was the reward.
Yeah, the sex was the reward and the kid was the risk. Like,
as growing up as a teen, that was always the kind of thing. I was like,
yeah. Like, now it's crazy that our generation is scared as we was to have kids. How many of us running around got kids?
Everybody got.
Yeah, and not married, all of that. Like, so this is what we're seeing as a byproduct of us raising our kids, or like you say, a lack thereof. We want, a lot of our generation wants to be more friends with their kids than disciplinarians. I think my son would have hated living in my house had he lived in that joint with me. Like, cause the times that he did see me, drill sergeant. Like, you ain't getting, you're not coming from your mother house to think you just gonna come down. Like, we gonna have fun, but you're not gonna just run around and do whatever you want.
Nah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she was good at that. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
There's a lot of times, sometimes moms ain't good at that. They want to be, they're emotionally attached to their kid, of course. So where their kid might be throwing a temper tantrum and throwing shit at them. Oh, stop. And but everybody different, because some parents whoop ass. Some parents whoop ass. In 2024, you can't whoop your child's ass. So
that's wild.
YouTube don't fry me because you can't whoop your child's ass. I come from the era, though, of getting your ass whooped. Was something handy. Yeah, that nigga said, well, whatever's around. Yo, what's the worst thing you got whooped with?
I think it was an extension cord.
Damn.
Like,
Was it one of them, that thick orange junk?
Nah, wasn't. Was not.
That joint they had to unroll. Sit your ass right there till I unroll this motherfucker. And you better not move, nigga. I'ma tie you up with half of it before I beat you with the other end.
Hey, look, they were so mad they pulled it out the wall.
Yeah. Shit. That joint you just lift it up off the hook. Unravel that junk.
Nah, it was like the regular joint, just a regular indoor joint. It was brown.
The brown one. Yeah, that brown junk. With the little plastic little joint that you plug Christmas lights in and shit.
Yeah.
One of them junk. What about you, Price? What's the worst thing you got hit with?
Thick ass mailman built with something like this. I don't know, but I've seen people get hit with telephones, Hot Wheel tracks.
I've heard of somebody getting hit with a
Hot Wheel
telephone.
track is crazy.
That's the Hot Wheel track. Yeah.
They're short. They don't stay. How did she?
No,
Orange-
nigga,
the orange
them
plastic
joints
joint?
was like this.
Orange plastic joint?
Yeah, them joints was like
The
this.
orange plastic joints are about this long, bro.
Nah,
You
you
had-
crazy. Not in the 80s.
Mm-mm.
Not in the 80s. That joint was a
1.5,
belt. Oh, that
bro.
joint was a belt. Cause I definitely could wrap a track around my waist when I was a kid. That joint was a belt, bruh. That's the
Maybe-
shit you can get. That's
Maybe in
shit
the
you-
'90s they shortened them.
That's the shit you might can get hit on your arms or something with. Cause it's a Hot Wheel track. But that little plastic bitch hurt.
And yeah, because it went back and it's so flexible, it went back and then it comes back and slaps your hand.
Yo, I'm not gonna say the persons who did this. With the worst thing I got, two things was the worst things I got with a belt that was like this thick, a brown leather belt. That shit was like this thick, a old school.
That looks military grade.
Fuck no, it wasn't military grade. That shit was standard hex or
That
what
thick
the fuck
though,
was
bro?
that
What the
other
fuck?
Kmart belt?
I got hit with
Hackingers.
That shit was probably about that thick.
I'll say, so maybe they just made thicker belts.
They did.
don't
No,
make them like
they
used to
did.
make.
No, they made
don't
belts
make them
thicker
like they
back
used
then.
to.
And then a leather belt, you couldn't get no thin ass leather belt back then. That joint was like about this thick. And
When it's cool.
that was the joint that you knew what happened.
Spoon, crazy.
Nah, and then my grandmother used to whoop my ass with a paddle. But she had and forgive me, and we put my uncle name. That paddle goes back to when my uncle, my father, and were kids. And the notches is in that bitch. How many times they got their asses whooped.
I forgot about wooden paddles. My first
Yeah.
teacher was whipping my ass with a paddle.
Yeah,
With
I
a wooden
came.
paddle.
I came. The
You
generation
came after that.
Yeah,
you came a little after that. Yeah. yeah.
She had the scoreboard.
Nigga, yeah. Yeah.
My first
That's
teacher made me stand on a
crazy.
desk and made the classrooms sit around me.
Like a
Circle me and shit.
cipher.
Yeah. And she,
I don't know. Something done twisted on your camera though, bros.
Oh, he just he must
I
have
just
just.
smacked it. Yeah.
Smack fire. But nah, man,
That's
I just
wild.
that's what I'm saying. Like I think that contributes to it too. There was a certain you stayed in line because you knew you was gonna get your ass whooped if you didn't.
That's why I didn't do a whole bunch of crazy shit.
So let me ask you this because all right, so let me say this and then I'm gonna ask you the
Whole
question.
bunch of crazy shit.
So I think that as a male, if you are being raised by a single mom, right? And you know, she's doing her best to discipline you, keep you in line, you know what I'm saying? Keep you on the straight and narrow. Everything she can. She's breaking her back and all that to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's whooping your ass, all of that, right? At some point in time, though, I think little boys are going to get to a point where they're like, Ma, you can't hit me no more. They're going to outgrow that getting hit shit. And maybe they don't buck at their mother or disrespect their mother, but there's going to be this thing in the back of their mind where they like, yo, I don't want no woman hitting me. You know what I'm saying? Do you want a woman hitting you? Do you want anybody hitting you, period?
I don't want anybody.
All
hitting
right,
me,
but I'm
period.
saying, like,
Yeah.
I think that breeds a little bit of resentment in boys when they mothers whoop their ass. Challenge me.
I mean, both my mother and dad whooped my ass, so it's not.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
So I wouldn't say it's so much a woman, but I do feel like there was a point in my life to where I feel like my mom realized beating me with a belt it didn't have the same effect as
Well,
it
see,
did.
but okay, so you're saying it in different words. The underlying principle is you got your ass too big to be getting your ass whooped. Your father could have whooped your ass until your 20s, not your mother. It's not gonna have no effect no more.
Yeah,
That's the point.
Yeah.
At some
Okay,
point in time,
yeah.
a lot of little boys will grab that motherfucking belt and be like, "Ma,
Just like
stop hitting."
stop.
Nah, not even that. You're speaking from this, you know, like you're the good guy shit.
Not even
We're
the
talking
good
about. I'm
guys,
talking
it's
about
like,
some real
I
like.
don't want to stop.
You can
Don't hit.
you can respect your mother all day.
100.
Never would raise your hand at your mother. Would never raise your voice at your mother. Like my mother would whoop my ass if I stood up at her. This and the fuck wrong with you? But what I'm saying is, at some point in time, like that's just gonna not have the same
It's
effect.
not- yeah.
And in your mind, if you stop being scared of something, what are you gonna ultimately do? You're gonna challenge it now.
Okay, that's fair.
You ain't going. I'm not going. I wouldn't step to my mother neither. So that's not what I'm saying. I would never step to my mother.
Yeah.
But
But you might grab that belt. Like,
I might grab that motherfucking belt. Yeah, I might grab that belt.
Whole
Stop
anime
hitting me.
character
Stop
hit.
hitting me.
and she's like, "Boy, you better let that go."
Yeah. So she got. Yeah. So it got to a period in time where she stopped hitting me. Not like she was, you know what I'm saying, but like she stopped hitting me.
Yeah, okay.
And it started being more shit that I liked being taken away, my comforts and my freedoms and shit like that.
Okay.
More things that was going to impact me than getting my ass whooped, which is I'm not going to feel that after 20 minutes. But you tell me I can't drive my car, I can't see my girl. I can't go to work and make no. Well, she ain't have to, but like some shit like that. I'm grounded. I can't go see my friends. Go play basketball. Like that's gonna have an impact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You
Okay.
whoop my
Yeah.
ass, I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm going outside.
Bad.
So, but I do
that's
think the
fair.
element of whooping kids' asses has been taken out of
And that's crazy.
parenting, and I think that's having an effect. Like everything is mental health. Are we traumatized because we got our ass whooped? I don't feel like I'm traumatized. Do you feel traumatized that you got your ass whooped?
No.
What about you, Price? And you don't have to say if you don't want.
I mean, I'm trying to think. Do I really feel traumatized? Like, cause that fear would be so underneath what I do, but I still, went to jails and got in trouble. It ain't really stopped me from doing shit for real.
Okay, we made our own choices.
Wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. That's crazy. But I will say this though, it did have an impact because it made me not want to get caught. It made me not
'Cause I
want to go
knew
home
the
and face the
ramifications.
I ain't
Oh
want to go
my
home and face the
God.
consequences of seeing my my mother face more so like ready to go. Like I ain't want to see that shit.
So yeah, I had more of a fear of my father. And my mom didn't really hit me. She would make my dad do it. So
I had a healthy fear of both of my parents.
I didn't
I'll
want to
say
disappoint
that.
my mom.
I had a healthy fear of both of my parents. And there was also a measure of not wanting to disappoint my parents, right? On whatever level it might have been. I think too, when kids start to lose respect for their parents kind of early. You know what I'm saying? Let me finish. And
No, yeah.
in certain scenarios, like a single parent household per se, right? If the mom is like, okay, son, every other weekend your dad is gonna come pick you up, right? And the son gets excited, gets dressed, woo woo woo. Dad comes and picks him up first week. Dad comes and picks him up second week. Then third week he fall off. Then fourth week he fall off. Now he's making excuses. He ain't showing up. You know what I'm saying? The child at some point in time is gonna pick up on that and start to lose respect for that parent. They're gonna eventually grow up and start to see like, yo, my mom don't have to tell me you're a piece of shit. You don't come around and see me. You don't talk to me. You don't call me on my birthday. Like, they're gonna eventually lose that respect. The same thing can go if the child sees the father trying to be in their life and the mother keeps yelling and screaming and telling them, this, that, and the third, and going to say, your dad ain't this, your dad ain't that. And the kid, well, every time I see my dad is calling to see me, or every time my birthday come, I get a present. That's all the kid gonna remember.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the kid might start to lose respect for their mom. Not that their mother didn't raise them, but damn, why you keep me from my dad? We was just watching this movie last night, matter of fact. We just finished that joint. It's called 1001 with Tiana Taylor, who, by the way, is one of the worst. She's one of the worst actresses I've ever seen in my effing life, young. Like, she ruined the movie. Like, the premise of the movie was awesome, and her lack of acting's Tiana Boo. You was sorry, but the movie is a good movie. But her acting, that shit is terrible. But anyway, one of the scenes in that joint when the little boy finds out, you know what I'm saying, about the whole nature of where he comes from and who his father is and all that, right? He used to be on the street, not to tell the whole movie, but he used to be on the street, Tiana Taylor taking care of him. So he yells at her, the only thing he wanted more in this world than a mother was a fucking father. So now you tell me, what do kids really be wanting? Not saying that
They want their family all together.
they want their family all together. Every child, I think, wants their mom and dad to be together at some point. You know what I mean? But I honestly think that who they gravitate toward is the dad. And it's going to be what they see that might make them say, nah, I'm going to go with mom because dad ain't this or dad ain't that.
The reason why I was kind of chuckling is because, one, I agree with you. And part of the reason why I agree with you was, I know you don't think Kevin Hart's funny, but one of his stand-ups, he was talking about how kids always want to play with dad because dad's the fun dad. And he was like, you never hear kids say, I can't wait to get home and play with my mom.
But you don't. But you don't. Guess when kids ask for their mom?
When they're hurt
When they're hurt.
or when they're about to get in trouble.
No, when they're hurt. That's really it. When they hurt, bruh.
One time I was about to get in trouble.
They fall down and they want mom to come and scrape and clean the knee off.
Yep.
Right? But guess what? When they fall and scrape that knee and dad looks at them like this, get up. You don't even gotta say it like that. Hey, come on. How bad do it hurt? It don't hurt that bad.
You know.
They gonna be, I want to be tough for my dad. And guess what? Little girls do that too.
Yeah.
It's not just boys. Little girls do that too.
Seen it.
So dads are very important. I've heard people say, you know, it'd be nice to have the dad's help. Dads are necessary. Very necessary. Whether they're part-time, whatever, they're necessary. And hopefully we can start a movement of this changing visitations and all that from every other weekend, because that's crazy. Every other weekend, to my knowledge, what's that? 4 days? 4 days, maybe 6 days out of the month.
Yeah.
Times 12. If my man, that's not a lot of days. 62 days, is that right? 72 days?
Yeah.
Something 72 days out of 365
6, 12, yeah.
that you spend with your kid.
That's if it's 6.
And that's if it's 6. That's pushing it.
That's pushing it.
Because you're probably picking your child up on a Friday, dropping them off on a Sunday. So literally you got a day and a half with them.
Yeah.
And I'm not going into the 1.5 math. But I'm pretty sure you can cut the 72 in half. Yep, just cut it in half.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that's not a lot of time though.
At all.
So what kind of impact, what kind of teaching? I have felt like on weekends that I've had to cram, 3 months worth of parenting into a weekend, right? I'm trying to show a little discipline, but it's like, nope, can't be too rough because I'm not around them all the time. I got to see, you know what I'm saying? So it's an adjustment. And that shit is hard on, I'm just going to say it's hard on me, and I'm pretty sure it's hard on a lot of single parents, but more so on fathers who all they want to do is just be there.
Yeah.
And the age-old question is, why would a father have to fight to see their kid? Come on, Mr. Philosophical, answer that for me.
It's, first of all, not Mr. Philosophical.
Yeah, you are. You the diplomat.
I am, but it's always... when looking through logic, I don't understand it in terms of why a mother would keep a father away from their child. In terms of logic, I don't understand it.
It's emotion.
And because it's emotion, that's not my expertise.
But you can explain emotion logically.
So the best thing I have is she would want to hurt him because he, the father, hurt her, the mother. She wants to hurt him, the father, through a lack of experience with the child. Is the real only reason. But because she's doing it through emotion, she doesn't see logically that also affects the child in a negative way, which may not be her intention, but by the time she yields the reward of her behavior, it's too late to realize the ramifications of her actions for the child. No further questions, Your Honor.
Yeah, because I was like, damn, I'm almost sorry I asked. For you to give it to me in the philosophical joint. I was like, wait a minute, just give me the short version. Just give me the short version.
I didn't know what he wanted. But,
My man said, but nah, I hear you. I hear you. I just think bottom line, motherfuckers need to be better parents. I could be a better parent, and there's plenty of great parents out there that I probably could pattern myself after. A lot of us could probably pattern themselves after, but I think too, people need to think about what comes with having children. You know what I'm saying? If you have the ideal, the mindset of, oh, this is my child till they turn 18, nigga, they your child forever. You know what I'm saying? You might have to only pay child support until you're 18, but they your child forever. So I don't know. I don't think they have a stat because I tried to find it in the black community. They don't have like a ghetto stat, like an urban dictionary. They don't have a ghetto statistic jump to show me the disproportionate number of females that keep their child away from the father. They don't have anything to track that.
Yeah, I was just saying, how would they track
I
that?
don't know. I was just talking shit. You know what I mean? I wish they had something to track it. You know what I'm saying? But because I don't want to just jump out there and say that it's all women that are just keeping the kids away from the dad, but
But you bring up a valid point because it happens.
Happens a lot. It happens a lot.
Yeah, it happens a lot. And
now, let me pose this question, Mr. Never Had a One Night Stand.
I had one time, we brought it up one time.
Oh, right.
One time.
So, what would you do if you had a one night stand and you found out that the girl was pregnant? Oh, she told you that she's pregnant and you're the father.
How would she know that I'm the
Nigga, wait a minute, dog. Like, let's not go into all that. Just answer the question, bruh. Because females will tell you you're the fucking father because she fucked you. So that's how she knows you're the father, because she thinks you're the father because you had sex with her. On a one night stand, nigga, you fucked her.
Normally she don't do this.
Right.
But last night she blessed you with the remix.
So you find out she's pregnant.
Okay.
She tells you that you're the dad. She says, you're the only man that I've been with. Okay? So that's how she says that it's yours.
Okay.
So what are you doing? And tell me truthfully, if skip all of that shit, what you doing?
So wouldn't believe it off jump, would need proof. If I was the dad, I mean, I would have to do what I'm supposed to do.
What are you supposed to do? Let's table that. Just keep going. I'm gonna come back to that.
Well, I mean, that's probably. I mean, yeah. If I'm the dad, I would do what I'm supposed to do. If I'm not, then I would do what I want to do, not have to deal with it.
Okay.
What I'm supposed to do, if it is my child, we would have to figure out what would be in the best interest of the child.
I'm curious, what type of proof do you need?
A DNA test.
A DNA test, yeah.
But you can get that before the baby born. Not necessarily DNA, but you can get amnios. I'm about to butcher this, John. Amniocentosis, something like that.
That's
where they stick a needle into the womb and they pull fluid out, and it's actually how they also can check for like if the kid got diseases. I think, you know what I'm saying, they preempt to see if they might have certain traits or whatever, autism, sickle cell, seizures, epilepsy. They could check for stuff like that.
Do you know how far along she has to be for that test?
That part I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure she's got to be out of like the first trimester for that, and it's right around, I think, that time where it's past the point of no return for an abortion. So, but I'm not an advocate of abortion either. So we're talking about if you had the child. He asked you, he said he's curious of what type of proof you would need, and I was just saying a DNA test, but there's a way that you could find that out beforehand.
Right,
before the baby was born. Right, that the word I'm a butcher.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, all right, so you don't feel like, what about the time while she's pregnant?
This is one of those questions that I can't definitively answer because I don't know, because I would have to be in a situation to know.
You got a vivid imagination.
I do have a vivid imagination, and I feel like if I were in a position to where I got somebody pregnant, that's somebody that I was like into.
No. Stop. Stop. We can't change the narrative.
And I get that.
So
and
one night stand.
And that's I don't know. I don't see myself happening.
So this actually makes me want to ask another question.
Okay.
I want to pause the parental question because this one night stand question is about, this shit is bothering me a little bit now. I gotta ask this. Are you honestly saying you would like not have a one night stand? Because
I'm-
that's what it just like sounds like.
I don't. Yeah, no, not.
So if she's throwing the JJ at you, you gonna be like, nah?
If I don't know her, bro, I'm not fucking with it.
Wow, that's fucking commendable. Now I'm gonna say the commendable words to you. That is fucking honorable.
It's because there's so much that comes with. We all know there's so much that comes with it. And if I
That is,
don't know
hey,
you, I'm
bro,
not
that
dealing
is
with it.
honorable. Like, that takes discipline, bruh.
Yeah.
Yeah, if y'all feeling each other that much that y'all.
Yeah, if I'm vibing, like,
Yeah.
you might miss out on your wife like that. Oh, you don't want to get married neither, though. So, damn, what you be dating for?
Call
You don't want kids. You don't want to have sex. What you be dating for?
Who says a date?
Well, yeah. All right, so back to the parenting. All right, so I got my questions answered. Directly and indirectly, I got my questions answered. But like, all right, so I it is a tough situation and it's a tough thing to navigate, right? But I think that if it's a one night stand and I don't know her or nothing like that, yeah, I'm gonna disappear for 9 months. The fuck? Like, you could check in with me every now and then. In the off chance that it is my child, I will check in with you. Yeah, but the everyday, you know, buying you food and rubbing you, all that shit that you would have got if it was you somebody I was with, oh, I'm disappearing for 9 months. I'll show up at a doctor's appointment, but I might show up and there's another nigga there. So you just never know. You know what I'm saying? So in that scenario, bro, one night stand and she's now she's saying she's gonna keep it, then I'm part of it is like, damn, over those 9 months, you might want to kind of stay friendly with her so that it ain't a fucked up situation once the kid gets here. Because if you piss her off, you know what I'm saying, she'll probably have license and probably have right to. You know what I'm saying? Treat you a little bit like, well, you don't care. See, they think sometimes, in my opinion, I feel like the women believe that if you don't like them, then you can't like or love your child. And that's false. Now, could you love a child that you had by a woman you had a one night stand with, though? I mean, ask yourself that. The child is supposed to be the byproduct of the union of you and your woman, not the child is like at the forefront. That's why it's supposed to be unified. Mom, husband, and wife telling the child what to do.
Yeah.
You feel me? Not the other way around. So could you love the child?
You asking me?
Yeah.
If it was my child, yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I would try. I think I would have to try. It might be a situation where I would have to try. It might be in the back of my mind like, damn, I had you with a woman that I had a one night stand with.
But it's not
There
their
was
fault.
all no, but dog, as human beings, let me just say, as human beings, bruh, sometimes your thought process might run to the dark. You may just not tell everybody or whatever, but I can imagine a man that has a one night stand with a woman and she gets pregnant. I can imagine that man sometimes walking around looking at that kid like, damn, only if I'd have strapped up. Or damn, only if I would have dropped her off. You know what I'm saying? Not went in.
If I'd have just took my ass home.
If I'd have just went home. You know what I'm saying? I can imagine there's men walking around. I mean, because it don't necessarily have to be a one night stand. Let's say let's put it in rose perspective, right? You're dating her, you romanced her, you like her, you done got her wings. She done changed from being a vegan over to eating wings now and shit, right? So she's a whole meat gobbler for you. She's on the pole. She's fucking with you, but you and her ain't in a relationship like that. It's a few months in, y'all have gotten to the point where you're comfortable, but you know you don't love her. Cause please don't tell me you gotta love her before you sleep with her.
I didn't say that.
Okay, so you don't love her, but you like her. You like her enough that you want to see where it's going. Y'all still kind of in the dating stage.
The fact that I've turned this vegan into, as you call it, meat gobbler. It's still got
You got her with the transformation, dog. Whatever the charm you done put on her, whatever you made for her, you done snuck it in there, told her they was vegan wings. Bitch, I got you. Eating fried chicken. You know what I'm saying? So
oh shit.
y'all are dating a couple of months and she gets pregnant. Then what? Because that's a real life scenario that just might happen to you, bruh. What you doing?
I mean, at that point, then I mean, I'm gonna have to take care of my child. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm thinking that you the type of man that if that's your child, you're gonna take care of your child. You know what I mean? I would think that about you. Like I hold you in that esteem. If you wasn't, I probably couldn't be your friend.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But
so what do you?
so what I'm asking is, all right. So back in the scenario of the one night stand, right? We're not doing the one night stand. This is not a girl you're in a relationship with. Y'all are not in love with each other, but you're dating, you're chilling, you're cool. You've reached a point of trust where you sleep with one another, but you're not official, right?
Yeah.
She gets pregnant. How are you going to carry it?
If it's my child, I'm gonna take care of my child.
You don't know if it's your child at that time.
So
you don't know. This is a girl you like. You're just gonna say, "Fuck you, bitch. I don't fuck with you no more," and turn your back on her. That's what you're saying?
No, let me see proof of.
So that you get the proof when the baby comes. That's the time you get the proof. So then? How are you gonna carry it in the interim? Is this girl that you like, that you've been kicking it with and making food with, that y'all are not together? You don't love her, you just like her, but at the end of the day, she gets pregnant. So now you have to make a decision.
I get what you're saying, but it's one of those situations to where for me to be able to say what I'm gonna do, I have to.
You need more information.
Yeah.
This is a math word problem. We need more information.
Not even a math word problem. It's like if it's to a point to where she gets pregnant, I didn't know. How have we been going up to this point?
I just said y'all like her, you're chilling, you're cooling. We're not going all to the other. Y'all are just. I hope y'all not fighting in the first couple of months. So I'm just saying everything is good. You just don't love her.
You think she's cool, but
exactly. Don't overcomplicate the question.
She ain't quite your wife.
She ain't quite your. You know what I'm saying? You ain't quite there where you like. I want to bun her up.
So I wouldn't find myself in a position where I'm gonna have a child with her.
But that's why I asked you at the first. Like, don't tell me you have to be in a relationship or love her to sleep with her, and you said no. So that's why I followed that question up with that, because you said no. Now, if you're telling me you have to love her and be in a relationship, then the question is invalid, because you're not going to sleep with a woman that you're not in love with, which is a little weird, my nigga. But, I mean, I still commend it. I commend it. I commend it. I give you props. But I have to be real. But at the end of the day, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like, if that's the case, so I'll tell you what I would do then. If I like her, right, I'm going to still treat her with the respect of that I like her, right? If I like her, I might give her a little bit of the benefit of the doubt that this is my child. If we've been kicking it with each other and it's kind of like, oh, we just been doing this, we not official. But you never know. So, of course, you're going to want to get DNA proof.
So not to cut you off, but to kind of fast forward it to the point to where I'm confused. If you don't like her, what would you do?
If I don't like her, then I would check in every now and then, like the same shit with the one night stand girl.
You would not associate.
I'm cutting myself off from her, and then every now and then, doctor's appointment, I'll show up to be the good guy. Because the potential that kid is mine still exists.
Okay.
So I can't just say, fuck you. I did sleep with you. Now you're pregnant. So now I'm on the hook because I slept with you. I'm one of however many dudes you can line up and say, I'm the father. So I could be there on Monday. It could be the next dude there on Tuesday. And then cause she was sleeping with from her job on Thursday. The point is, if she comes to me and tells me that I'm involved in that mix, then that's what I'm asking. How would you carry it after that if you're involved in that mix, right? What would you do? If it's a one night stand, I'm like, hey, yo, how many other dudes you sleeping with? I got questions.
Yeah,
how many other potential people could this be? We only slept with each other once. But if it's somebody I'm dealing with, and then I say this generally, if I'm dating somebody, it kind of might be and I always feel like when I meet a woman, she's got 3 at least potential people in front of me. It's honorable mention, right? So if we get to a point where dudes are starting to get,
She got her starting 5.
yeah, dudes are starting to get faded. Females ain't hitting me no more or hitting me like that because they like, oh, clearly his attention is somewhere else or whatever. And we starting to get to that where we're going towards something and she gets pregnant. There's the potential that something could still be there. So that's why I was like, this different circumstances, how would you carry it? Because while you don't want to have kids, unless you got your shit snipped, nigga, the potential for you to have kids exists if you sleeping with somebody. Whether you take your time with them or you don't.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm asking. How would you carry it if that happened? You don't ever think about that?
No, because I'm not out here dating nobody. I'm not out here doing nothing. So rarely crosses my mind. I guess that's why I had such a hard time answering the question. Because I was like, wait, what is he talking about? Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I don't do that.
All right. Well, I think we could pick back up on this John next week. I think this is interesting though, because we kind of started to deviate from the parent, but there's a lot more to start uncovering about the parenting because there's some I saw on IG, and then I'm gonna end this with this. We gonna wrap it up so that you know what I mean. But I saw this on IG where there was a woman on some show. I don't know what it was. It was like a panel show or whatever, like a dating joint or something where people get their opinions. So she's up there and she's like, as a single mom, if you ask me on a date as the man, you should pay for her babysitter. Did you see that? I think I might have sent it to you. Right?
It to me.
Did I send it to you, Price? I think I might have sent it to both of y'all. But I'm like, are you effing out of your mind?
That to me is wild. Yeah.
And so with that, I think we can we gonna pick up on that because I'm gonna ask a couple of my friends and like family members. I'm gonna ask them like, how would you feel about that? You know what I mean? I'm gonna see if what a couple females feel like that too. Do they feel like they should be able to get a babysitter courtesy of the dude? I'm like, yeah, you don't like me enough that you can't find a babysitter. So that's crazy. But then, too, that speaks to negligent parenting because if I'm the one that's going to find a babysitter, I might call my mother. You could bring her over my mother's house. You know what I'm saying? Drop her off at my mother's house. She could watch your daughter while we go to whatever. But guess what? If I got to pay moms, we going to Applebee's. Hey, they got that all-you-can-eat blicky. Hey, bro, you can go ahead and use.
To the fam.